Right, we are back for episode 18 of the Vinyl Collective, your weekly journal every week. We haven't missed a week yet on the hip hop and R&B landscape. I am your host, Toffer.
And I am your co-host, John.
Okay.
Yeah, we're almost at the big 2-0. I feel like that'll be a bit of a milestone, no?
Yeah, I mean, much like when you're 17, you just feel like 20 is just so fucking old. You're like, 20, mate. It's like, but for us, it's like.
And then you hit 20 and you're like, 25. Fuck me. That's over the hill. And here we are. Can confirm.
Yeah.
Shit's gone south.
I mean, our COVID birthday's coming up in a month, and I was thinking about Rona, like as you do, every 3 or 4 hours in the day, think about the pandemic we're in, and how there's like a lot of innovations, like of people are building things. So one thing I saw, right, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not gonna have the information on this, but in church when they give you that the bread,
I've seen this. Go on.
And they have the dispensable bread things. Like, wow, that is a really innovative thing to do, right? Like, I've always said, when it comes to marketing, you can't ask people what they need. They don't know what they need. You gotta build Rome, and then they gotta come, right? But there are times, right, where they're not going to need it, and they're not going to come. So, and a big example of this, to kick off the episode, is Bow Wow announcing his final album.
Something we didn't want.
Something we don't want, and when we receive it, we won't need it either. And on top of that, he will be making his debut in the WWE.
Bow Wow.
Thoughts? Bow Wow.
How tall is he?
Let me hold you, that guy.
How tall is he?
I don't know. I don't know how tall he is, but not tall enough. He's not Dwayne Johnson. I know that.
Bow Wow. I'm gonna say 5'6".
Christ, he's definitely not 5'6". He's shorter than that.
He's 5'3.5". It says here.
He could be like Rey Mysterio or something.
Is that 5'3.5"? Wow. Yeah, he could.
Exactly. There you go.
I think that'd be a short-lived career in WWE for Mr. Bow Wow.
I mean, it's a long fucking music career. I didn't know he's still active. I couldn't believe that shit. Like, I was really fucking surprised, mate. Like, do you know what's the worst thing about that? The worst thing about this, because I don't need any confirmation of whether it's going to be good or not. I know it's going to be bad. But the problem is, how many people are going to feature on this album because of nostalgia? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, there's going to be all these, like, new rappers who, like, grew up listening to Bow Wow, or singers, and they're going to be like, oh, gosh, Bow Wow's last album, I got to get on it. And it's just going to be, like, a clusterfuck. Like, oh, man, that's the part I'm worried about.
It's not going to be good. Do you know what it's called?
Absolutely no idea. You think I watched Bow Wow's career like that? I don't know what the fuck it's called.
I didn't even know he was releasing, to be honest, so...
I don't think anyone knew until he tweeted it. And even then, Mr. Shadmoss does talk a heap ton of shit. So who knows? But if it does come out, I'm not curious to listen to it. I probably won't listen to it, but I will definitely read the reactions to that.
Yeah.
I think I'll get a lot of joy from that.
Yeah. I know the audience at home is kind of gagging for it. It's called Before 30. That's the name of the album. And the guy is 33 years old. So that makes sense. Great, listen.
I mean, didn't Adele release 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we can't shade him for that. Adele did it. Everyone loves her, don't they? So fair enough. I mean, moving on. So we also have, let's keep it to. Let's go to the other side of the Atlantic. Let's have some fun. So we have our boy Getz. So one of the grime legends of our scene. People put him in a bracket, with Kano and, Skepta and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he's dropping his highly anticipated, actually. It's quite weird. I don't know where the hype came for this, but his album, damn, the name is just blank.
Conflict of Interest.
So thanks. Yeah. So he's dropping an album, I think, pretty soon, maybe next week or so.
Yeah.
So he's dropping an album out. Yeah, it's kind of real soon. And obviously he's been dropping a lot of singles. I've liked some of them. So obviously Proud Family's a really good single. Skengman Mode, right, does that as well. And he dropped the track list for this record. And anyone who knows me, right? Anyone who knows me is like, when you drop an album and most of that records are features, I get really worried. I get really worried really quickly because the first artist I think of is The Game, and we will get to him. We will get to him, put a pin in there. But yeah, I just kind of think, okay, so it just seems like a risk. Like, okay, if all the songs are good, how much do you credit to Gets? And if all the songs are bad, it's like, okay, why the fuck do you have so many features then? Because when you have so many features, you're kind of letting the features define your album rather than yourself. There's only 6 songs out of 16. That is a lot.
Just him.
That is a lot. Like, and he's even taken the bloody My Family package and gotten Parsaloo and Back Row G on the song. I've heard it, and I can't say I love it. And that's a big combo right now, and I can't say I love it. So I don't know.
The biggest worry for me is the Ed Sheeran track.
Holy shit! Yes, I don't know where that came from.
10,000 Tears, it's called, and it
sounds like Gets is gonna sing.
It's 16 tracks, right? You said 6 of them do not have features, the rest do. There are a lot of songs with double or even triple features on them.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran's kind of fresh off his, what was it, number 6 collaborations project where he just had a bunch of artists on there. Like,
which is fair. It's called collaboration, so
yeah, I know.
That is fair.
I wasn't a fan.
That's fair.
But
you can't have an album called collaborations and it's just you just solo. Like, that
no, but sense. I just didn't. Well, yeah, I didn't enjoy it. But
fair.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from this, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm
worried.
The artwork for it as well suggests, nothing too serious.
No, you don't think so?
He's smiling on there. There's a cheeky smile.
No, yeah, but I think it's kind of like the good, bad, and ugly kind of. I feel like it's like the split personalities of him. I think that's the way I see it. Like, if you see the Skengman Mode video, right? So it's obviously him and Stormzy. It's like a Sin City-esque thing. And then also the first verse is like Gets, and the second verse is Stormzy. But then he calls the third verse, like he basically calls himself Ghetto in the third verse. So I think he's kind of, of course his name used to be Ghetto back in the day. So I think he's kind of like having that, kind of like alter ego kind of thing where he was kind of rapping like he was like 10 years ago. So I think that's what I don't know. I'm honestly guessing, but I think it is more like a split personality thing and kind of like maybe trying to give up his old life for this kind of new life where he's got kids now, stuff like that. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, it'll be out soon. In other news, we have one of the shows. I feel like as a show, as we go episodes on, people kind of get us. They know who our favourites are, who our kind of scapegoats are, who we like to shade every episode. One of our regulars, thanks to Tops, is her.
Oh, my favourite.
And she's been in the news in the last few weeks. Hit with a big copyright lawsuit.
Oh, go on, give the numbers.
$3 million.
$3 million.
To start off, have you heard the alleged original song?
Yes, I have. So let's just give some context. So basically, her is getting sued for copyright infringement for $3 million over the song Focus, which was on her. I was gonna say first album. It's not a fucking album, is it?
It's not.
It's just her first mixtape. So yeah, I've heard the song. I think it's literally some random ass guy who just kind of like created a piano arrangement.
Incredible piano arrangement.
No, crazy. But the worst part is like, okay, artists get filed lawsuits against all the time. The worst part, like when it's like a Scooby-Doo moment, like you would have got away with it wasn't for these meddling kids, but you never expect the meddling kids to be in your own fucking team. Like, so there's an IG live, right? It's like 40 odd people, but someone had the vision. Like, someone like that one little cunt in the IG live just had the vision, right? He screen records the whole thing, and he basically says, "Yeah, so I heard this." He literally admits to kind of stealing the melody. He's like, "Yeah, I heard it it was really good, and I just kind of made it slower." And he's literally just saying, "Yeah, this is directly influenced by this." And I was like, "Oh man, like you, like you're fucked." Like, and $3 million, like
that's not change. That's not change.
That might be her entire net worth, mate. Like that is serious. Obviously, maybe the label pays for it, whatever. But I mean, that's gonna delay that album coming out that we've been waiting for like 5 years.
Let's name the guy though. Give him some props. Andre Sims. But yeah, the guy's has like 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, so you know it's not big time. So he can, I guess, listen to the two tracks next to each other though. Like he's written this incredible like piano piece, and they've taken it and they've literally just made it into kind of like a harp sequence, right?
Yes, yeah.
And the funny thing is, there's even a video of
still.
him playing the piano and someone playing the harp to it. And it's just like, have they even? I don't know whether that's come out after the song, but yeah.
I mean, there's no other color of that hand than crimson red, my friend. Like,
Absolutely not.
yeah, like that's the thing. There's no way you can even try like finesse it. Like, on top of him, like literally admitting it on IG Live, just the like not like he did. That's the thing. I feel like he was kind of bullshitting himself, saying, "Oh yeah, you know, I changed it, made it a bit slower," but it sounds very. Yeah, he didn't change. So I was like, yeah, literally, like you might as well have sampled it, mate. Like it's like an illegal sample. Like you didn't really manipulate that too much. Like you literally made it maybe a couple paces slower. That's it. Like it sounds like pretty much just pulled from the YouTube file. So yeah, like.
And obviously, if you're you're a big artist, a lot of your kind of production, a lot of the instrumentals you can't really have control over it. It's a bit like an athlete, right? You kind of rely on your nutritionists, and often when things go wrong, they aren't aware of it.
Yes.
But what I'm saying here is that once you found out that such and such has gone wrong as a big artist, you know, it's really up to you to pay out.
I think she's got to pay it, man. There's no way you're getting out of that. The thing is, even paying the lawyers, there's not even like you're going to lose. Like, you know, it's not like the Greek mythology that, you know, who's that guy who went against the Minotaur and he won? It's not gonna end like that. Like you're gonna lose and you're not getting out of the cave. Like just pay it up. Don't even enter the labyrinth. Just leave it. Like just leave it. It's not happening, mate. Like yeah.
And give us an album. Give us a studio album.
Oh, she can't pay for it now. She's in debt. She's in debt. She can't get no album out. Oh, she's 3 million in the red, mate. She needs to save up. Maybe she can put an album out in like 2023, potentially.
I need to talk to you, Toppy, about a rapper from Compton.
Okay. Oh yes, we referred to him earlier. The game. So give the viewers, the listeners.
So Mr. Game was he was inebriated, a bit intoxicated,
a bit
intoxicated, and
as he does,
said that he is the best rapper to come out of Compton. And that's,
did you watch the video where
I saw a small clip. I didn't see the whole thing.
He said he's feeling very Rosecrans tonight, so if anyone disagrees with him. I was like, it's like just the ego just on full display. It's like fucking hell, mate.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? First, like at first I was like, "Wow, that's a bold statement." And then if you kind of look back, right, when you think about it, so he's saying he's the best rapper in Compton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. If you think about it. Active rappers right now.
Yep.
You got The Game, even though he was meant to retire.
Yeah.
Whatever. Got The Game. You got Kendrick.
Yep.
You got Roddy Ricch. Those are the 3.
Vince Staples.
Okay. Vince Staples. Cool.
Yeah.
You want to add in there? He hasn't dropped an album in like 100 years, but
2 years. 3 years now. Just 3.
And even then, was that really an album? But whatever. So cool. So you got them 3.
Yeah.
So. That's not a big pool of rappers. If he says better than Vince Staples, maybe I'll give you that. Roddy Ricch is not known to be a lyricist, so it's literally saying, okay, he's better than Kendrick Lamar. And I thought, okay, that's not really that bold of a statement. That's like me saying, oh, I'm the best footballer on my street. You know, it's like, how big's your street, mate? Like, I mean, if it's just me and my little brother, then like that's not really a big statement to make. But then again, let's be serious. We're talking about, you know, one of the biggest artists in the game right now. And to me, it just kind of felt like what I get it from the ego of a rapper. I do get it. But I think he said it because he knows Kendrick's just not one of those guys. Like Kendrick's not gonna waste his time.
We've seen it with Lupe Fiasco. Like he's not going to engage.
Yeah, and to be honest, like even on I mean, The Game is someone that Kendrick Lamar looked up to. He referenced him, and Black Boy Fly. Like he's a big massive influence to some of these songs. So I don't think he cares enough to like shit on one of these I know childhood stars. I don't know. It was just really weird. Like you know what it is. Sometimes when I hear some of these things, I'm like, what was the context? Like, how did the conversation you were having prior lead to this? Like, why is this like a debate? Like, we're not talking about the best rapper in the West or the best rapper across America. We're talking about a culture, like
a very specific.
Yeah, very specific. Like, it felt like he got baited there, mate. But whatever. And it felt like he knew he got baited, and then he just had to kind of like. He wanted to just roll with it, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going with this." Like, I think he knows he's not better than Kendrick, but whatever. It sounds nice.
I don't think he does know. I don't think he does know. I think he fully believes it. I mean, obviously he's wrong, but I think he fully believes it. And they've collabed before. They know each other well.
They do. That's the thing. Like, and one of the best songs on his documentary too.
Yeah.
Was Kendrick's song.
Yeah.
So I mean that tells you everything you need to know, isn't it? Like don't really know what's going on there. Like, and Kendrick's one of those guys, like he would just say something really profound. Like, he'd be like, oh, with the artist ego, we just have to, have to learn learn to love one another, and then we grow up in these streets. He would say something like that, something real calm.
Really low key and slow, and just preach.
Yeah, and he would look around and just be thinking like, and that's it. He would just leave it. He won't ever put it. And then he'll go on a song and he would just be indirecting all these people. Like, who the fuck is he talking to? He's literally one of those guys. Like, yeah. So. Nothing's gonna come from it. I just thought it was really random. I don't know. I feel like he got baited. Because we didn't see the question that was asked to him, but I just feel like he got baited into that, man. Like, whoever the interviewer was probably pretty smart. I don't know.
It's funny anyway. We'll enjoy it.
It is very funny.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, also, again, flipping back to you, we'll just go back and forth because we can do that at the Vinyl Collective. We've got that right.
We can.
Anyways, so we have AJ Tracey and Digga D bringing it back. So this is West London's finest, on full display. So what did you think of the track first and foremost?
I'll start out by saying that I don't, just to anticipate the criticism. I don't listen to these guys that often. This isn't kind of my specific genre, but I feel like there's a good kind of mix up of like flows of rapping flows. So I know Diggity's first verse was very monotone and kind of staccatoed, and then he kind of switched up in the later verses. There were like 7 or 8 verses in this song. It went on. It was all right. It was all right. Yeah, I know some people love it. A lot of football references. References. I love the line, I looked at the food like Boris and then I let it go like Rashford. Strong.
That was a good line.
Strong.
But, just to, highlight, the snobbing John is covered out in full display right now. He's like, yeah, it's all right. Like, it's not my flavor. I don't really like mustard. I prefer just, Grey Poupon. It's not regular mustard.
I'm being honest. This isn't.
Yeah. No,
but no, I appreciated the kind of wordplay and stuff from Digga D. Definitely.
Yeah, no.
Appreciate that a lot.
No, I mean, Digga D is definitely one of the more exciting youngsters coming up now. Obviously, I think it's very impressive he's able to do what he's doing, given how much he's censored by the police in terms of what he can say. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But in terms of, so obviously when I saw the trailer for the song, I was like, holy shit, like, I love AJ Tracey, I think he's a really good artist. I was like, Digga D, like, exciting up and come out. I thought this was going to be like a banger, like, oh my gosh, like, it's going to be like old school AJ Tracey with like Digga D in his prime, but it just ended up being all right. Like, you know what I mean? And the problem, I don't think it's even Digga D. I think it's more AJ Tracey just kind of, I won't say he was phoning it in, but I feel like he was bringing back the old school flow, but he wasn't bringing back the old school rhymes. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, it's cool, it's exciting. Like, it sounds very energetic, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I thought I would leave it thinking, yeah, I can't wait for like a joint record or something like that. We always get that feeling when two people collab, like, I want a joint record. But I didn't get that feeling. I just thought, oh, it's a nice little West London moment, and that was really it.
Do you feel like their kind of like lyrics and talking points matched?
Not really. That's the thing. I don't think. I know they were doing the whole pass back and forth, but I don't think there was kept. Obviously, it's Corona, so
It's probably
understandable. But I don't think there was like a chemistry, like, oh, you're talking about this, and I'm gonna pick up where you left off, and I'm gonna talk about that, and like, there wasn't that chemistry there. And I get it's hard to recreate that when you're not in the room and you're just feeling that energy. So that's fair. But then that's saying a lot of people aren't doing collabs. A lot of people just dropping deluxe albums these days.
That said, at the Vinyl Collective, we're not here in person, but yet, you know, tangible energy through the mics.
Yeah, the chemistry is always there. I mean, come on. I mean, we're professionals, John. Come on, like, you know, got to give these guys a chance. But you know, in other news. So today, I think it's today actually, or it might have been yesterday. It was yesterday. Marks the 17th anniversary of Kanye West's first record, College Dropout. Not much to say about this. Great records. Most people have heard like probably half the album in the fucking club anyways. But yeah, I mean...
Absolutely. Yeah. Where does this... A quick kind of question for you. Where does this rank in Ye's discography?
Ooh, that is a good question. I would put it...
Because I feel like while you're thinking, I feel like from all the articles, you know, the kind of like classic Pitchfork, NME, etc., they all kind of have a list that seems to be an opinion that seems to be held by all of them, a specific
I don't
kind of ranking.
I don't really follow their rankings, but I would say, just off the top of my head, I think this is pretty accurate. I'll say probably... Oh, we're not including like the joint album with Cudi, right?
No.
But that'd be pretty high up. Okay, cool.
Just him.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
Late Registration. I put it third. Late Registration gets number 2 for me. Mm-hmm. It's funny because I think everyone knows College Dropout is great, and they're all classics. That's the thing. Kanye West is just like it's you know, when you go do the pick and mix at the shop. It's like you just any combinations of albums, they're probably going to be classics with him. But College Dropout, it's just some of the songs are just very mid 2000s. That's fair enough, you know. Like, but I think Late Registration, it was just way more potent for me, and it's long. It's a long fucking album, but it's so good. Like, I feel like the songs just have a stronger like message behind them. Really, like, and things. College Dropout was good. It was a breath of fresh air. And that's when they're all classics. I like all of them, but I think Late Registration as an adult, I appreciate that one way more. And obviously, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, you know, it's no brainer for that one.
A classic,
no brainer. Yeah,
a classic for those people at home.
That's like, I think the other two's like maybe like 9.5. That one's like damn near straight 10. So, you know, we're dealing with like 1A, 1Bs here, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Another one, you know, since we're talking, you know, today's topic's going to be about, you know, Valentine's and love and all that good stuff there. Another interesting love triangle in the Fugees, and their, you know, historic, classic, monumental record, The Score. Everyone knows it.
Everyone does. And if you don't know it, you can just go check out Fredo's new album. So
nice. Yeah, so their second album, The Score, turns 25 on the 13th, so 2 days after this comes out. We were gonna do a review of this, but I don't know. Yeah, you know, this kind of fell out of the plan. But you know, just initial thoughts. Like, this is obviously like a massive moment in hip hop for not only themselves but for the scene as a whole. So, what do you think of this record?
Amazing. I think I've said it before. Like, this was probably the first CD I owned.
Yes, you have told me that.
Yeah. My shout out to my brother. He's not listening, but shout out to my brother. He I think he was throwing out some CDs, probably moving out of the house or something. And yeah, this is one of the CDs that, you know, it's kind of cracked on the front. I was like, oh, what's this? The Score. Who are the Fugees? Picked it up. Still got it. Great album. Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, Lauryn Hill speaks for herself, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this was really the Lauryn Hill kind of breakthrough. Yeah. Like, obviously, you had Blunted on Reality. And it's like, it was all right. Like, because from listening to kind of like how her career has been documented, Wyclef was writing a lot of the rhymes for her at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and she wasn't bringing a lot of a singing element to the album. So that's why it kind of sounds a bit unclean and fish, and they're rapping a lot faster. And I think it was Salam Remy who told him to slow shit down. He said, slow shit down, like, you know, just take it easy. Like, I think he did like a remix to one of their songs on Blunted, and everyone really liked it. And they almost got dropped from the label, so they gave him one more chance with this album. That was literally it, like one more chance. And they just kind of put it all out there. And obviously we get what we get. And yeah, like, I have my fair share of criticism for Lauryn Hill. I really do. Really do. But
you don't hold back.
Man, this record is... This is Lauryn Hill. I personally think, and we did the poll like I think like a month and a half ago or so, and I said what era. I think I did on my own Twitter. Right? I said what era is prime Lauryn Hill, and a lot of people said it was Miseducation. But I just kind of baited the fans into that because I know fans don't listen to the score. Like I know they don't. I know this is fucking Miseducation, so I knew that was gonna win from the start. I just wanted to know how many people actually listened to the score, and there wasn't that many people because I feel like if you have listened to the score, there's no way you're taking bloody Fuji La, Ready or Not. I can't remember the other one, the bait one. I can't remember the name for it.
What, from this album? Killing Me Softly.
Fucking hell, Killing Me Softly. There's no way you look at that and you don't think this is like one of the best people in hip hop and R&B right now. Like, don't know, Miseducation is good, but I feel like this is, I don't know, I feel like this is different. Like, even the way she's rhyming on Ready or Not, that second verse, it was great. It's immense. Like it's pretty insane. Like yeah, and she's doing that on Miseducation, but I think this is like wow. Like I can't believe how like seamless the singing and rapping is, and I don't think anyone's ever been able to kind of recreate that, honestly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's
people at home can't see, but I'm moving along because I'm like listening to the song in my head.
Johnson's doing a lot of like word, like he just agrees. Like yeah, I'm fully feeling you there. But yeah,
the project's long as well, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Like there is so many excellent tracks on this. Like
when a long album is good, it usually ends up being a classic because it can keep someone's attention for that long.
Hour 17.
Yeah, gosh, long fucking album, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it doesn't really miss. Like it's really good. It's really good, and it's a shame that that ended up being their final album because of her and Wyclef kind of getting tied together, and she dating one of the Marleys,
and then Praz was like focusing on acting and stuff,
Yeah, and it just kind of fell apart. Like you do kind of wonder what could have been because I'm not saying they would have made like another 5-6 albums. No. That it just seemed like they just found their stride. Like they just found it, and then boom.
That's often the way, though, isn't it? Like with some of the great albums, there's just one of them, and you just have to appreciate it for what it is. But yeah, 25 years. Damn.
25 years. Like the thing is, no one's gonna talk about it because it's not Miseducation, but this should definitely get its just dues when the date comes. Like maybe we'll do like some sort of thing on our channel. But yeah, this is it's a big moment. Like people have sampled this album hundreds of times. All the greats. Jay-Z and stuff like that. Everyone's kind of everyone still kind of refers to this one. I know probably Miseducation is probably hard to sample just in general because of legal stuff. But yeah, this is a pretty. I remember just growing up when I was younger, and all I heard was "Killing Me Softly" on the TV because I used to watch music TV channels way more than I used to do like regular TV. So like Channel U, MTV, like I would watch that all day. Like to the point where they were replaying the song.
Yeah.
I was proper. I was a massive fan of that, and "Killing Me Softly" was one of those songs when I was like really young that came on all the time. Like I remember just loving the music video. That's that's the one where they were in like the cinema, right? Something like that. Yeah, that's like literally like era defining shit there, and not many people, even if they have classics, not many people are literally defining the era. And I feel like they did that here. So yeah. Shout out to them, man.
Shout out Sister Act as well.
Oh yeah, shout out Sister Act. Which one? 1 or 2? Go on, the fans want to know.
I feel like the original, right?
No, that's the wrong answer. Jordan's not.
I haven't watched them in ages.
Oh, Sister Act 2 is the best Sister Act.
Which is Lauryn Hill in?
I think she's number 2.
Is she number 2?
I think she's number 2.
All right. Well, there we go. Shouted it out and didn't even know what I was talking about. Typical.
Typical guys. See, kind of like the guests we bring on the show, John. Anyways, we're gonna close it right there. bring our guest on, and then we'll be right back.
Before we do that, though, we're going to quickly talk about our Spotlight
Oh
series.
my gosh, we almost it's been a long one.
This is why we're a duo, because Tope forgets something, John reminds him.
Yeah.
So this week we had George. Yeah.
The singer, rapper, songwriter extraordinaire. So what do you
does
think?
It all.
Does it all?
Does it all?
Does it all?
I'm gonna be honest. The first time Tope told me about George, it was snowing. I'd been out for a walk. People that know me know that I love a bit of folk music. I love a bit of indie pop now and then. I'd been on a walk. I'd been listening to Bon Iver, and I wasn't ready for this. So I went back the next day, listened to the album again, and discovered that Tope was in fact right. Great.
That's how it usually goes.
Great project. Almost an adult. I think it's cool to see him like tackle the ideas of like vulnerability, right? As like a man, that's often difficult to do. It's either kind of like there's scorn for doing that, or it's not received in maybe the most positive light. But yeah, I think he does it well. There are a lot of great songs on here. That kind of look at like different kind of emotions and stuff that are going on in that like transition to adulthood. What about you? Are there any particular songs that stuck out?
The intro was really fucking sick. That instrumental was a good way to kick it off. Like, I was really impressed by that. Because I've kind of been very vocal about UK producers and how a lot of them are in the gutter, but he kicked it off really. Sorry, I'm just being honest. But he started off really well. Obviously Patterned. That was like the last song he made for the album. I didn't know that. Yeah, I think it's like they completed the album. He just kind of made it, and it just kind of one thing led to another, and then that song is really, that's like probably my highlight. Do you know what it is? I think with him, like, cause I've listened to some of his songs like way before we done the Spotlight. So Glide was obviously probably his biggest song, and I thought it was really cool. Like, like summery, chill. But then I didn't expect him to kind of explore so many like social themes as much as he did in this one. I thought it'd be more of that, and he kind of like left that behind. Like, no, it's like he wanted to portray himself as a serious artist in this one. So songs like Halo as well, and he's very much conscious of the idea of putting his friends on. He's always talking about putting these guys on and bringing money back to the fam, and stuff like that. And also being honest about the past he's kind of come from, like used to do stuff, and now he's like making money legally and stuff like that. No, I think it's good. I think his wordplay as well. The way he does his wordplay is very understated. So it's like he'll say something, and it's not like he says it in a way where he's intending for you to catch it. I feel like he's just saying it. So maybe that's something that he can kind of look more to do in the future, where it's like, like it's good to have hot lines, but there's not many people are listening to music as intently as we are, Jonathan. So like in terms of maybe including like a beat break so people can catch that line, I think people appreciate him more that way. But I think he's really good. I think for a debut record, it's not bad. It's concise, it's to the point. I don't think it gets boring throughout the whole thing. Obviously, it's not Amaru, we're just talking about George. But like even the songs like Glide, it's like, I used to bag up a Benz, now I just go to bag with my friends. Like, I like stuff like that.
Just
like,
nice little way. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think he ties that in where it's like, it's kind of funny, but he's talking about something serious. Like, like he's spoken many times, even on his latest record, about him, selling drugs, but he does it. There's no like grimy instrumental behind it where he has to let the backstory and him ducking from the ops. Like, he just kind of just says it like, okay, yeah, this happened, but moving on now. And for me, it kind of reminds me, and I know you didn't like this comparison when I said it. I'm still gonna say it. I think just in terms of his perspective on his social outlook, it does remind me a lot of J. Cole in that sense, where he's kind of coming across as a regular guy who's just trying to make it. And I think obviously J. Cole never sold drugs from what we know.
A young Simba,
kind of gives that vibe.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, it is. Stop it. That's not funny. But it does give me more of the come up, like mixtape J. Cole, not album J. Cole. Definitely gives me like mixtape J. Cole, where it's like, where I grew up from, obviously came from Croydon. We all know what that's like. But I kind of grew up in Croydon. he's you're made very aware of the consequences of that, but he's still just trying to be like a regular guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the fact that he kind of produces it as well, like you definitely get more props.
Absolutely,
for that,
especially when the beats are that good.
Yeah, the beats they don't sound cheap. Mm-hmm. So I think more props to him. Honestly, I think more people should check him out. We've reviewed quite a few like these like London artists. Like, so we've got like Emil, we've got George. Like I think there's a one thing I really like about the streaming era is that it's kind of allowed there to be an underground scene in the UK. So it's like not everyone has to be someone who's like charting, and I feel like that's the beauty of artists like this, where maybe they wouldn't have gotten as many props if streaming didn't exist. And
it's all kind of it's accessible if you put in the effort. You can find them as well. Just on Spotify does it all, doesn't it? The little kind of discovery playlists, and you're onto a winner with Emil or whoever we've kind of come across.
Yeah. Do you know a banging playlist that does that? The Spotlight series.
That's true. Tell me about it. That's us.
I mean, that is us. It's updated every week. So we do have our 3 songs from George. So we have Black and Ready, which is a fantastic song. Obviously him talking about some of the social issues that Black people have been facing. It came out last summer. Really, really good song. Really kind of a powerful video. I hate the word powerful, but it is true. It's quite a powerful video. So powerful video. Definitely check it out. So our 3 songs was Black and Ready, Patterned, and there was one more. It's leaving my head now.
I've lost it.
But
what is it?
Lost it. I have lost it. Is it? Can't be Halos. Is it Halos?
Say it again. Patterned, Black and Ready. I think Halos. Was it Glide?
It was Glide. It was Glide. I didn't think we included it, but it is Glide. Because Glide's an older song. Yeah. Glide's a good song. If any of those 3 songs, you'll definitely like Glide. Like Glide is like you can't dislike it. It's such a that sample is so beautiful as well. Like that's a really fucking good sample. So yeah, shout out to him. Like I feel like even if he just he's one of those guys who can kind of develop his career as a producer or a rapper. I feel like he can go either way at this point. Like I don't think he's way better at one or the other, which kind of reminds me of Nux. But I think Nux is definitely a better rapper.
Nux is a better rapper.
Nux is a better rapper than producer, but I feel like Jaws is kind of on equal footing right now. So interesting to see where he goes, actually.
Definitely.
But
yeah. We are going to take a short interlude before we introduce our guest.
See you in a bit. Right, we're back, and we're joined by a special guest. Some of you may know him. He's been doing this thing for a couple of years. He's part of the Untitled podcast. It's got a title.
I like that. No one's ever done that before, I do like that. Yeah, no, that's good.
What can I say? But we got Junior from the Untitled podcast, and it's a general podcast. Pretty much 2 working lads. Talking about social issues, life in general. And just to kick off before I let Junior speak, I identify with Ricky. Like, and sometimes there's times where he says stuff like, especially when he has like the tweets and stuff like that, right? And everyone thinks it's not funny. I'm like, no, that was actually very funny. Like, you don't need to give me his credit. Like, what's going on there, Junior?
I don't know, man. Just I say this to him all the time. Just sometimes the way his mind works, like I can't follow it. But no, Derek's my guy, man. No, he's a good guy, proper funny lad. It's proper like. Sick and easy doing a podcast with him, but yeah.
No, 100%. No, I feel like me and him kind of like take the similar role where it's like I feel like John tries to act like the good guy between
the villain. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? He tries to act like the.
I've been working hard on that. People think it's hard work. I'm trying to like curate this image,
maintain the image. Yeah,
Top A being this.
Yeah. I feel like Junior does the same thing where it's like. You might even agree, but it's like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna let him take the fall for this because why not? Do you know what I mean?
That's what podcasting's about, right? Opposite views.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, I think before we kind of get into it, because obviously, like the whole theme of the episode is like Valentine's and whatnot. I want to kind of like talk quickly about, I think for me it was quite surprising because from knowing you're quite like chill, quite reserved guy. You don't really put yourself out there like that. So when you kind of came up with a podcast, I was like, oh raw, like. Junior has a podcast. So what made you kind of want to get into like podcasting?
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you say that because even before I got into it, I would have never like imagined myself like doing a podcast, hosting a podcast. But yeah, just one day, Ricky must have hit me up and just been like, "Yo, like need a guest for the episode. Like, would you be willing to jump on?" I just thought, yeah, but why not? Like, obviously, like you said, like I'm quite myself to myself, but Like, I can speak well. Like I have opinions, so I just thought, yeah, why not help him out? And then he just kept asking me to come, and then eventually he was like, yo, do you want to be a host? Do you want to do this full time? And I thought, yeah, but why not? Like I'm doing it with I'm doing it with Ricky, who's like I've known him since we were in like year 3, and cameraman C and cameraman T as well, who like kind of do like the behind the scenes stuff. Again, known them since year 3, so it's like I'm actually just coming every other week having a conversation with my friends and just recording it. So I'm just thinking, yeah, definitely, I'll definitely be up for that. And yeah, man, it's we're growing and it's come a long way, I guess. So yeah, happy with it, definitely.
Yeah, I think that seems always the best way to do it. I think we always go on about how like it's just about having a conversation, like we used to do it on the phone. So like, why not actually make some content?
No.
At the beginning of each episode, you guys have a little disclaimer, don't you? You're like, this is you're just kind of putting out there like, don't get offended.
That's that's mainly.
Is that something that you've? Yeah.
But no, definitely. Even in you guys' podcast, like I can definitely tell like some of the conversations you have are conversations you would have had before you even started about thinking having a podcast. Just general music discussions and stuff like that. So like you said, it's the best way to do it, man. Most organic.
100%. Like there was no way in a million years I would have thought, because not that I look down on podcasts, but a lot of podcasts kind of follow like the generic pattern. It's like, oh man, I don't want to touch that, mate. Like that's not really me. But I mean, literally just got to a point where it's just like, mate, like, sometimes like I'm busy, fam. I can't message you. I can't reply back to John about his deep music opinion about something. I'm like, fam, I'm out. Like, do you know what I mean? I can't bother. It's like, I know. And literally, that's literally how it happened. I was like, let's just make it into a podcast, mate. Honestly,
no, that's it.
But yeah,
that's it.
For me, it was the Leanne La Havas album. He talked probably non-stop for like 40 minutes.
What album? Sorry?
I just like Leanne La Havas.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't get a word in edgeways, and I was just like,
fuck you, man. But yeah, no, we brought Junior in today because aside from him having very well thought out opinions on your title podcast, he's also quite a big R&B fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I think I can't even remember where I heard that, but it was just something in the back of my head when I was kind of thinking about this episode. I was like, yeah, I know Junior. I don't know where I found that, but
no, we said it. I did say it on an episode. I think you're speaking about. I think there was like a Preach or Reach, like for one of our segments. We were like,
okay, yeah.
Oh, which is better, rap and R&B? And Ricky said rap. I'm like, nah, I'm R&B, mate. I'm definitely R&B.
Wait, why is actually that's interesting. Why is R&B better?
Do you know what? Like, so, alright, gonna go back. When I was younger, I didn't really listen to like a whole lot of music, like honestly speaking. Okay. But anytime I did listen to music, I always found myself drawn to like R&B songs. Like, I don't know, maybe it was something to do with like the melodies or just the way it sounded was like more appealing to me than any other genre of music. So naturally, when like I started properly like getting into music and listening to music, I was just drawn to R&B more. Like it's just my go-to. I'm feeling sad, R&B. I'm feeling happy, R&B. I'm in my car, R&B. So
what about bench press? What's going on?
What's that?
What are you doing bench press? You're doing like a bench press in the gym, like R&B's.
Okay, gym, no. But do you know what? Okay, I secretly admit, like, if there's like an upbeat R&B song that comes on like my shuffle while I'm in the gym,
fair, yeah.
I'll leave it on. I'm not skipping it. If it's a banger, no way.
Yeah. It's not benching to Sade, do you?
No. Definitely not. But don't get me wrong, I still like listen to like a lot of like rap and different types of music as well. Yeah.
What kind of era, like what kind of years was that when you said you kind of started really getting into R&B?
Boy,
just trying to like picture what kind of year we're talking.
Start of uni, maybe like sixth form time, so like 2013, 2014, like. I'm not like a music historian or anything like that. Obviously, I've like done some due diligence and gone back and stuff. But yeah, no, literally, like I'd really say I properly got into music like 13, 14, that kind of.
Yeah.
Cool. So, all right. So let's let's pull it all the way back. So obviously, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be close around Valentine's Day, if not Valentine's Day by the time you hear us, if you're one of the late listeners. So, where to start? So, I think, first and foremost, I guess when it comes to Valentine's and Generally, what is your thought around like Valentine's? Is it something that you're a big fan of? It's like, yeah, where do you stand with it?
All right. I've got to preface this by saying because I'm about to sound like a Valentine's Day Scrooge here, and I'm not. Honestly, I promise you guys, I'm not. I'll preface it by saying I think Valentine's Day, the concept of it is really good. Like, it's great. Like, I think it's very like sweet and cute that there's a day to celebrate love and celebrate like your other half. However, I do. My problem with it is how like it's just become a bit skewed in the sense that there's almost this automatic expectation that the guy has to absolutely do the most every single Valentine's Day. And it's perpetuated by social media. A lot of it is perpetuated by social media. So a guy may not be in a great financial position to, do something on that day, but because for the past 3 Valentine's Day, there's been pictures of people going to Paris, do you know what I mean? Going to like one tropical exotic beach, like that guy now feels he has to do the same, or his girl's going to look at him one kind of way. And I don't think that's really fair, that that's all on the guy, because it's Valentine's Day, it's a day for love, right? And love is both sides, not just the guy. Whoops. So yeah, I don't really like how social media has, not just social media, but just in general, it's just kind of become skewed and more like consumer. But yeah, like I said, I do like the concept of the day. I do think it's a nice day, and yeah, what I said doesn't apply to it.
I mean, you're nicer than me, fam. I was never raised with any sort of shame whatsoever. Like, that's the thing. Like, with me, like, that's the thing. You can never finesse me into, like, spending money I don't have on a day that I don't care about. Like, I don't give a single, like, actually, let me not say that, innit? Like, look, I'm not gonna say I don't give a single shit. I was gonna go bad, but, like, it's one of those days, literally, maybe up until 2018, I just never celebrated, not once, not a single time. Like, I don't care. Like, I just thought especially at uni, I just thought the whole concept of like spending bare zeros behind a woman, like, it's just wild. And I remember there was this one joke in it, like, I can't even say it was from, but like, there was one joke when the guy said, "Oh, like, how am I taking girls out when she's going to like Mandev's accommodation, not even getting offered juice?" So it's like, and I don't know why, that stuck with me so much. Like, when I heard, I was like, oh my gosh, like, he was just like a visionary. I was like, I can't do it, mate. Like, but yeah, like, I kind of agree with you. Like, it's definitely become a lot more. It's always been one-sided, but I feel like the age at which the expectations are coming is getting younger and younger, which is kind of scary as well. Like, I feel like you're getting people who are like fresh out of college, just expecting like some serious shit, and that's really worrying to me. Bro.
1,000 Roses, yeah.
Joey, what's your thoughts, John? John, you're more of a lover, so I want to see what you say.
I had that written down in my notes. I was like, I'm gonna introduce myself. Be like, yeah, I'm a bit of a sentimentalist. Toppy thinks I'm a lover. It's true. I am, yes, but I also, I guess the way I was brought up, like, I wasn't really. I don't know. I don't think like Valentine's was kind of like on my radar for quite a while. I didn't kind of like, I guess I always just saw it as like just an unnecessary kind of like spending day. It just feels like buying so much random shit you're never going to use again, or you're never going to buy again, just like stupid big teddy bears and all this kind of like social media stuff, right? It's just kind of like created this image of what Valentine's Day should be like. But on the other side of that, now that kind of like it's a day that I would celebrate, then yeah, of course, I kind of enjoy the like kind of like gift giving aspect of it. But I would preface that was gone.
No, I was gonna say, did you guys ever have that thing in like college where when it was Valentine's Day, you can kind of like send an anonymous like gift to someone through like your form tutor or something like that?
Never got one.
Same. Jeez, did you have that?
Nah, we didn't. We didn't. Our school was just sit your exams and get out of here, kind of.
Fair enough. Maybe that's why I'm hella bitter, because I was there for 2 years, fam, and everyone like.
Did you send?
No, fucking no.
So
well, £1 meant the world to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come on.
No. I don't know. You know what it is with college? I just didn't. I was a very stingy man at college. Like, I was proper. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I can see it.
I was working at Waitrose. I thought I was a shit. I was like, fam, I'm buying trainers, fam. I'm not wasting any of these peas on like shit I don't need.
But that's another thing I don't really rock with when it comes to Valentine's Day. The skewedness of the gift giving. Like, the guy, the guy's gift has to be this like almighty, all expensive, all encompassing gift, whereas like the girl, yeah, Dior Sauvage or lingerie, oh yeah, you shouldn't have kind of thing. Pussy again?
Oh,
like, you know, like, but yeah, that's another aspect of it. I don't really rock with, but you know, like I said, I still think it's cute.
I mean, even dates in general, mate. John, you know me. Like, even the idea of dates, like, I don't know. Maybe I just got a black heart, mate. But the funniest thing, like, I always say, like, when it was at uni, we always knew when someone was lying about something if they said I went on a date, because that's the one thing everyone knew I just didn't do. It was like, what? Someone went on a date? Like, that's never gonna happen. So I was like, okay, cool.
It's too off brand.
Yeah, it's too off brand. It's like, no, that can't be true. Because to me, it was just like, no, like I just don't get it. Most still, unless a lot has changed since then. But it's just like, I just really wasn't open to the idea of just this whole one-sided. Like, I don't like when it feels very transactional. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, not really a fan of that.
Yeah, but a lot of.
I think that's why. Oh, go on, you go. Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's why I enjoyed the gift giving aspect of it. If it's not like the stereotypical trashy gifts you see on social media, where it's all about the like, what's the word? Like the optics of it. It's all about like how it seems to other people. Like, oh, I gave her all of these amazing like chocolates and roses and stuff. Like if it's something meaningful, cool, go for it. It's nice to give. Tope's saying he's not. Tope's become a bit of a romantic. I'm going to call him out on this.
Wow. Okay. Go on. Call me out.
Wagyu beef is all I have to say.
I'm interested. I was even going to ask, like, what's you guys' like the nicest Valentine's Day you guys have celebrated, if any? I'm assuming.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, cool. You
brought
me out. Okay, cool. The nicest Valentine. Okay, but the thing is, the Wagyu beef thing wasn't even on a Valentine's, so that doesn't.
So you
that's just on a normal weekend. Yeah.
Just being. You know what it is? I like the beef as well, so you know, there's definitely vested interest in that.
That was a Tuesday night. Crazy.
But in terms of Valentine's, the nicest thing, Hakkasan. I never been Hakkasan before that, so I knew it was. And you know what's funny though? It was funny because she kept saying, "Oh, you're moving nuts." I was like, "Why not?" Innit? Like I just never been. People keep on talking about the shit. You know, Dave was rapping about. I was like, "Oh, you know what? I'm curious." Innit? You piqued my interest, so I think that's a nice thing. And yeah, bought a gift after that as well.
Oh, nice.
What about you, Tunes?
Me,
nice.
I've honestly, I've only ever celebrated Valentine's Day once, because that was the only time I was in a relationship. It was a while back. And even like that kind of pressure I was talking about, it was kind of on me in the lead up, and I was just like, yo,
you don't know.
I was just like, oh, yo, got to do something like a grand. It's my first Valentine's Day. It's like our first Valentine's Day in a relationship. And then like a week before, she was just like, yo, I don't really want to do anything. Like we can just like be at yours, order pizza, and just chill. That'll be nice. And
that's babe.
Literally, that's
the existential pressure, isn't it?
Yeah,
like the fact that she didn't actually care.
Yeah, exactly. It was all in my head.
Yeah.
All in my head. Yeah.
Oh man. And what about you, John?
You were going to go on to me.
Yeah.
I've never really done like a big romantic Valentine's before. Like to kind of like celebrated the day a little bit with like spending the day, you know, making some food and stuff, but never the full Monty.
Fair. But yeah, I mean, nevertheless, we are a music podcast.
We are.
You know, some might be shocked, but to tie it all back in terms of like growing up and like songs were there any songs that kind of about love or like Valentine's that kind of stuck out to you when you were growing up, Junior?
Oh, it was all the heartbreak songs, you know. I can't lie.
Yeah,
it was all the
literally,
It was actually all the heart, like the You're So Sick by Neo. Flipping Usher singing about
Mario.
Mario, Love You. Usher singing about, you know what I mean, his infidelities and stuff, like just all kind of sad shit. Yeah, like those. Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick one, then maybe So Sick by Neo, which is not like, you know what I mean? But probably that one. Yeah. I really like the video and the visuals as well. It just always stuck with me. But yeah, maybe wasn't the best like inspiration for love, because it was all a bit twisted.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of them, the songs kind of follow that same formula. Because even now when you said that, I was kind of thinking about because I used to be really big into Rihanna back in the days, like Russian Roulette, songs like that. I was like, I really used to like the proper, like, I don't know, like those, like Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. I used to be like my shit, like all these weird songs. Just, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like these songs where it's just like about like shit hitting the fan, and I don't know how often the good love songs got played on the TV. If I'm being honest, like I can't really remember. Because it was just really just heartbreak, guys. I think that was just kind of the era R&B was at the time when we were growing up.
Definitely.
I think we kind of missed that era of like Jodeci and all of that. Like that wasn't really us. So I don't think we kind of grew up with people like hardcore simping. Like it just wasn't a thing. It was more just like, you're doing me wrong.
And if it was simping, it was like, I'm trying to get my girl back. This is the only way I can do it. I gotta go. I gotta go sing in the rain.
I
remember listening to a lot of like John Legend. This is like pre. This is like, what is it, Lifted and all that kind of. When he was a bad man. He was he wasn't the family man that he is today.
Mate,
he had that like, was it him and Kanye West back in like the 2005, 6, 7 era? Yeah. I remember listening to a lot of those songs.
I mean, didn't J. Cole say he's getting more hoes than John Legend? I mean, that's a big statement.
John Legend will always be a legend to me for ordinary people. He literally made a song about the friend zone. He literally made a song about the friend. Like, that's just.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? I actually never deeped it. It
just stood out. Oh my god! Just singing beautifully about the friend zone. Like, what kind of twisted individual?
Yeah. That song is like a lesson in gaslighting. It's actually really bad. When you listen back to it, it's like, he's just convincing her that,
I'm me, you're you.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
We both make. He's like, he's done some dirt, and he's like, we both make mistakes. We're just people. Like, what can you do? Yeah.
God, that's me. There's so many songs back in the day, like you realize the meaning of it when you get older. You're like, oh my gosh. I mean, one song that always sticks out to me is Too Close by Next. When that song's literally about a guy just having a hard on in the club. I was like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe it, because I used to love that song, like, with all my heart when I was like 3 or 4 years old. And I couldn't believe it. So she just like, even saying, "Oh, you're making it hard for me," and the way they're singing it, like bare soulful, was like, what? Like that song came out in 2021. The amount of thought pieces that would be on Twitter right now would be immense. Like, boy. But another question I have is like, June, do you feel like the way you've kind of viewed maybe Valentine's or maybe the music or the like kind of love songs in general, has that kind of changed over time as you kind of like grown up and matured?
The way I've viewed like music, or just the way.
Oh no, like just like love songs or even Valentine's or anything like that.
I think just growing up in general, like life, like it's kind of shifted my view on like just love in general. Let's say, I guess I used to think that love was this like all-encompassing feeling that will just sweep you off your feet and you feel it in your belly like relatively soon after like meeting a girl and getting to know her and stuff like that. And I think to an extent like that is still the case, but I feel that as well as that, like loving someone and being in love is a choice as well as a feeling. And by that I mean, if you're not willing and able to a certain extent to do certain things for the person you claim to love, I don't think you can claim to love them. So like stuff like learning how to communicate with them, compromising on certain things, learning what little gestures or big gestures that they love and they like to make them happy. If the feeling you have within you is so strong, then you wouldn't mind doing all those things. But we don't always see that in like relationships and what people claim to be love. So yeah, I guess my experiences have kind of shown and taught me that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I think something I've found really, quite interesting with like, especially, love songs, whether it be R&B, hip hop, like soul, is the way that, as we're getting into like our 20s, kind of like if you're having a relationship at this age, like the songs take on like a completely different meaning. Like you might be like rocking out to like Marvin Gaye when you're like 14, just like hearing it in the house or whatever. But then when you actually like listen to it and like deep what they're saying, I think that's something that's quite cool, like relating to those emotions, right?
Definitely.
So I was reading a few things that are saying like, obviously, music is just like audible feelings, right? And then when you're actually able to like properly relate to what they're saying, the song takes on like a whole new like experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think when I listened to Jivian's album, wasn't going through the best time. So yeah, definitely, you know, related to quite a bit of what you were saying there. But yeah, it's like you were saying, man. Music is like audible emotions. Like it can evoke something in you, like you feel something, or it can just like accentuate what's already there.
Yeah, no, 100%. No, just even thinking back, I feel like growing up, I don't have the same nostalgia for those like love songs. Like I think some people do. Like I can't listen to like those. Like for example, Jodeci is a good example. I can't listen to Jodeci anymore the same way because I feel like there's a point where it's a bit too dramatic. It's like, fuck, you know, like where am I playing this? Like I'm not playing this like walking or going my jog. I'm not gonna play this on Valentine's Day. I'm not doing that. But like, yeah, I just feel like this comes to a point where it just doesn't really serve a purpose anymore. It's like, no, it's too much. Like it's not for the millennials, man. Like I mean, all the Gen Zs, like they're not gonna look at it the same way. 100%.
Yeah.
I think I definitely find more of appreciation of songs that I guess, because I'm quite a logical person. I feel like the songs that are more like realistic about rather than maybe like the trials and tribulations that can go through. So I think who's really good at this? Ari Lennox is quite good at this. Her song Static, that's a really good like talk about, you know, who needs cliche HD and stuff like that. Yeah, songs like that I feel like are the ones that touch me better than the ones I just like everything's going. I think that's why I didn't really like touch the Daniel Caesar first, because that guy seemed like he was just having a fucking great time, and I was like, I couldn't associate with that.
I can't relate.
Yeah, I can't relate. Like he seemed like he was just having like the best sex ever. I was like, fucking hell, like this guy's just having fun every day, and it's like, you know, can't associate myself with that. But I think now like getting older, like, you know, like he's just expressing a feeling in it. But I think when it's too like one-sided, it's like, it doesn't really rub me the right way.
Yeah, but I think the way R&B has changed is kind of reflective of how society has changed as well. So kind of what you were saying about Ari Lennox and realistic love, like Scissors Control, for example, it's a lot about like 100%. Situationships and infidelity and stuff like that, not just being madly and irrationally in love. It's like it's more reflective of the times. Even Jasmine Sullivan's album, I was listening to it today. It was, even though it's less about love and more about, you know, promiscuity, but again, it's like reflective of situationships and, you know, a girl, you know, being more independent and being able to, you know what I mean, go about her business, which I guess wasn't as commonplace publicly back in the day anyways.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Scissor went maybe a bit too far left with that one, mate. I mean, Supermodel was a wild tune, man. Like,
the way she's...
Yeah. I mean, that's a big stretch.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But great album, though. Great album.
No, amazing, 100% done.
Yeah.
But,
something I wanted to ask you guys. Obviously, you know, we're talking a lot about like R&B. How do you kind of feel, and how realistic do you think it is? The kind of way that we think R&B represents love, and like hip hop or rap might be representing love. Like, do you feel like there's an imbalance of like R&B kind of presenting love as like this? Because I've been thinking about it a lot, and I feel like just the straight answer would be like, hip hop and rap is a lot more like, you know, promiscuous, like short transactional, like sex or whatever. But I think my opinion changes on it the more and more you kind of like delve into what R&B actually is. I don't know what do you guys think about that?
I get what you're saying. I think Drake broke the paradigm, man. Like, because before Drake, the only person who really brought the two together in like a realistic way, I'll say, I mean, mentioned it earlier, was Lauryn Hill. Before that, not many people were really trying to do both seriously. It might be like a Ja Rule thing where you're like, you know, you're just like forlorn, do you know what I mean? But I think now, because when Drake came onto the scene, you have a guy who's legitimately trying to like sing like proper like R&B love songs, heartbreak songs, and he's trying to rap at the same time. So, and I think a lot of hip hop artists followed suit, and there's definitely, I think the lines between the two, because even some of these R&B beats sound like beats that rappers could rap to, and that never used to be the thing before. I feel like the lines between, especially production wise, I think the lines between the two are getting blurred, and I think that's why you're seeing so many more like R&B features or rapper no, R&B features are always on hip hop, but you're seeing way more rapper features on R&B albums than you ever seen before, because I think the ideology of both genres are kind of becoming one in a sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that as well. I think that the lines are definitely getting blurred. I was just thinking. I think I was listening to some of Lil Baby's album today, and even someone like that. I guess someone who's predominantly, like a rapper, trap rapper. Back in the day, a rapper like that wouldn't have really maybe delved into the sort of sonically sounding a bit R&B or having like love songs in his project, but in Lil Baby's project, he's got like Emotionally Scarred, the tune from Queen and Slim, Catch the Sun. I don't think you would have seen as much of that back in the day from like somebody who's like just a rapper rapping about like getting money, all of that kind of stuff. So no,
100% agree.
Yeah, agree with you.
Yeah,
agree with you there. The lines are definitely getting blurred. Like it's all becoming one.
Yeah, like even 21 Savage with was it his album I Am Better Than I Was, when he talked that song More About You, when he talked about Amber Rose. Yeah, and it's like you would, especially someone like 21 Savage, we all know the type of demographic he fits into. That would have never even occurred, like maybe even 10 years ago. Yeah, that would have never happened. It would just not be a thing. Like, I mean, you have rappers like T.I. who just wouldn't do that, but now it's like, yeah, it's like you kind of expect that. I mean, now you got people who are very much in the middle. Like, I don't know what to call Roddy Ricch sometimes. Like he kind of raps, but he kind of sings. Like, it's like, which one is it? Like, and he has songs where he's proper belting it out like War Baby, and he has songs where he's proper rapping like Start With Me. It's like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Where's it going? But I don't know. I feel like it's that thug love, isn't it? It's like, they drop like a thug tear for like the girl that got away instead of like, I'll be honest, like proper delve into the emotion. Do you know what I mean?
I think rappers are just realizing like it's very commercially viable to delve into that sound. Whereas before it might have been a thing of like this rapper's like he's a soft ass guy, like he's this, he's that. But now it's like like I'm appealing to like the ladies here as well. Like I'm trying to do this so I can sell more records and make it sound good at the same time.
And then there's obviously the issue with that when they just kind of have one kind of song for the girls at the end.
Yeah.
What was the point in that?
Yeah.
What was the point in that? But yeah, it's interesting kind of looking back and thinking about certain rappers that not even just kind of like the romantic love, but like proper serious rappers who've released a song where they're kind of just talking about love. Obviously, Kanye West, Hey Mama is a good example. You had Tupac, obviously, with Dear Mama. It's interesting kind of looking back and seeing these like bits here and there that kind of deviate probably from the narrative of their albums. But do you think do you think most people that are kind of focused on rap as opposed to focused on R&B might have kind of a different notion of like romance or love depending on the genre? Because this is kind of what I was trying to get out earlier with the question.
No, 100%. I think rappers see it in a way where it's like, yeah, you broke my heart, but I'm still gonna be out here though. Where it's like, that's the thing. I mean, that's the way they take it. It's like, it's never just a thing of, there's no rapper I've heard where it's like, you done me wrong, I'm shattered and I don't know what to do. That's never how the conclusion ends of a rap song that kind of talks about that. Whereas in R&B songs, it kind of delves into that. Whereas, rappers, again, we're speaking mainly male rappers, even female rappers who were talking about like Rhapsody as well. It's never just ends where it's like, it's kind of like, like you did that, but
the Heartbreak album.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you did that, but I'm easy. Like I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. Like I'm gonna act like it doesn't bother me. Like I feel like there's still that. I think that just comes from hip hop in general because it's quite competitive and aggressive. You know what I mean? So there's a certain limit. Even Drake kind of became more like aggressive over time and became more, I guess, thuggish in the approach. Like he's not fawn. I mean, Jaded is pretty bad, but like apart from that, like he's not proper like losing it over a girl the way he used to. Like So Far Gone. So I think even that, like, it's kind of like, changed a little bit.
Yeah, no, you're right. There is only a certain level of vulnerability that, a rapper, will show in the track.
Yeah.
And I think as well, it can be kind of hard to gauge because a lot of these rappers, they're like in relationships. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, what they're rapping about might be like past experiences of girls who they might not really feel anything for anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it is kind of hard to gauge the difference.
Yeah, that reminds me of something Tope said a few weeks ago, which was like, how hard would it be being in a relationship with an R&B singer? Because they are always singing about some guy that broke their heart, or like vice versa. You'd be like, who's this? What's going on? When you're singing about breaking your heart, you can't get over it.
You can't tell him to stop. That's how he earns his living.
No, I'll tell him to stop. Then I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna need you to log off because what's going on? Like, bro,
when you come home, stop singing. Yeah,
like, because I'm thinking of some of like the most potent songs, right? Like, okay, let's say you're dating. Oh, who's a good one? Let's say you're dating like Snow Allegra, right? The album title is already called "Oh, Those Feels Again." Feelings about what? You're happy. Like, what are you talking about? Like, do you know, that would just, I couldn't hack that. Like, you have to maybe put it on an EP or something. Like, that can't be your album, man. Sorry. Like, that's too mad. Like, you're actually like in a loving relationship.
Do you know what? It might make you feel better. You might feel like, yeah, you know what? He hurt you this much. You're definitely not gonna leave me and go back to him. Like, you've laid your pain out so much. Like, no, you're staying. I feel good. You're staying.
It's true, but oh man, I don't know. The side out would be real.
Yeah.
The side out would be super real. Like, yeah, she's like, oh, I can't, you know. I really want you to like get involved in my work, babe. Like I want you to, you know, really experience what I do on a day-to-day basis. And it's like you're just going there, and she's like, you know, just talking about keeping. I don't know, saying some random shit like, you know, I kept the dog. You're never gonna see him again. Oh, what's it called? You're losing out. And I know talking about the family they never had. I'm like, fucking hell. Bro, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just bad. Like, I don't know. The imagery is just too wild for me. Like rappers is like, you know what? Oh, rappers chat a lot of shit. I don't think R&B artists lie the same way. I feel like it's straight facts with them, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, couldn't hack that, man.
But even forget the album. Like the if I was Snow Allegra's boyfriend, the video with Michael B. Jordan.
Oh man,
that was a video. That was a video.
that was a serious video. Like, especially Michael B. Jordan. Like, you can't even be like, oh, she's not even gonna say something like, oh, he's not even that nice in person. She's gonna be like, she's gonna come home from the bloody video shoot. He's gonna, oh, how was it? It's like, oh yeah, it was okay. Yeah, no girls wanna lie. Like when it was good, it's like, oh yeah, it was okay. It's like, fuck it, that was Michael B. Jordan. Like, do you know what I mean? Seeing the video, just looking deep into her eyes, like, oh no, man, I couldn't do that. Man. I couldn't do it. Oh man, but yeah, we thought, you know, since it's Valentine's and you know we are the Vinyl Collective, you know, we're meant to be kind of like aficionados of music, aren't we, John? We thought, you know,
we
curated like a little mini Valentine's playlist for you guys to use for whatever experience it could be. You know, cooking with your loved one. It could be whatever. You know, whatever you want to do with it. It should fit most purposes. But you know, so before the episode, we each came up with like about 5 songs we thought we'll slap on. I definitely want to hear some context behind some of these, especially if I haven't heard them. I think from what Junior said, we're definitely gonna get some Giveon in this. I can definitely tell, 100%. But yeah, I don't know what I'm getting from you, John. But yeah, let's start with you. What are your like 5 songs that you want to put in this playlist? Just a quick note: it will be on Spotify. I'll put the link in the episode description so you guys can enjoy it at yours.
Are we starting with Junior? Putting on the guest first.
Yeah, cool. Let's start with Junior.
Yeah, come on. I don't want to go first.
Cool. Right. 5 songs. So first song, I'll put on "Coffee" by Miguel.
Okay.
Just because that's probably my favorite like R&B like love song. It just sounds so good. Like yeah, what I was saying about love being like a all-encompassing feeling that shoots you off your feet gets that across perfectly in the song. Yeah, even though the music video to this kind of comes like a softcore porn video, but whatever. Yeah, that's one. Next one I will put on Roll Some More by Lucky Day.
Okay, I like Lucky Day.
Yeah, big tune. Seen him live as well. Went to see him live before the whole world.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's good, man. Good.
How's that?
Yeah, good. Came with a live band, which I think always helps performances.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, and like even before he performed the song, he literally said, before I drop this song, I was gonna drop this song and quit music completely, but then dropped it and it took off, and you know what I mean, he's doing well. So yeah, I think stuff like that is really dope. So yeah, that's my second song. Third song, Brown by Cal Dion. He's a bit of a like underground, not so well known. But yeah, I think again, kind of similar to Coffee. Kind of makes like love seem like a really really great feeling. But it's a bit more bouncy as well, which I like. Then fourth song, World Recreated by Jivian. Don't know if I need to give much context, gave a little, something about the album before, but yeah, again, Jivian's very, very dope. I think this is a really nice song as well. And then the last song, I've gone a bit mainstream here, I'll put I Ain't Trying by Chris Brown and Young Thug, off the album that they put out, which I thought was really good. And to be honest, I think this was the best song on the album, actually. I think it was better than Go Crazy.
Oof, damn, bold statement.
Yeah.
Bold statement.
But it might be a personal preference thing. But I mean, I understand why Go Crazy kind of did what it did, because it was the more commercial sounding tune. But yeah, and I think it's always nice to have like a bit more up tempo, upbeat songs on any playlist. So yeah, those are my 5.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to you to listen to Chris Brown in 2020. That's a feat, man. Not many people are doing that. So yeah, shout out to you.
Are you not a fan?
John. No, man. I can't. No, 2020. Like, you know what it is with Chris Brown, because he's one of those guys we've kind of seen him from day one, innit? We've seen it, like we've seen his whole like come up, seen his prime, and I think when he kind of came back from the whole Rihanna stuff and became kind of not thuggish, but just kind of a bit more like, he kind of did more crossover work. He like before he was like a purist, like a full R&B artist, and became a bit more crossover. Started working with Tyga. I feel like it wasn't taken to me. I think the last album I proper listened to was Royalty.
Right,
that was a while ago.
Do you know what
I mean? I think the project got too long after.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like, I can't do this. Like,
100%,
do you know what I mean? And like, my attention span is already in the gar, so I let the Chris Brown fans just like tell me what the best songs are, and then I'll pick those up. But in terms of like a full project, like what's up? Like John hates this shit all the time. He always picks it out. John is not a fan. Like, was there not like a deluxe version to the other album?
Are you saying this because I tweeted about it last week?
Yeah. Like, I think having the deluxe version for an album that already has like 30
tracks.
It's a bit manic. Like,
no, it's too much.
That's like kind of going through like Jumanji and trying to find like the Oasis. Like, that's just too many songs to go through. Like, there's gonna be like 5 good songs. Oh, okay, maybe not 5, maybe like 10, and you have to go through like 20 bad ones. That's a lot of time, mate. So, yeah,
definitely.
For me, man.
No, I agree with you. I don't really. The long projects are not for me, but this was the one he did with Young Thug was about, I don't know, 15 songs. It was
quite quick. Yeah,
consumable.
Fair.
Cool.
John,
good variety we've got. So, right, let's see here. Okay, first song we're going for is "Ribbon in the Sky," Stevie Wonder.
Okay, wow, old timer.
Yeah, old timer. Yeah, just feels like you've got to have a couple of those like candlelit dinner songs in there. That's it. That's one of them.
You do, man. All right.
I'm home alone this Valentine's, but second song is Altadena by Kelala.
I never heard it this person.
It's a good song. You will hear it on our playlist.
Okay.
Third song is I don't know if people know this actually. My all-time favorite singer, who I just think has probably the most perfect voice, is Donny Hathaway.
Okay.
Nice. His song "Make It On Your Own." I just think some of his songs are, just incredible. My favorite song is "Someday We'll All Be Free." But yeah, he just has a lot of songs that just hit me, get me a little bit emotional. So yeah, this is one of them. "Make It On Your Own." I had to put a D'Angelo song in there.
Of course. Yeah, Six Fat will love you for that, man. God.
He will. Yeah, I know Toffee's a bit hit and miss with D'Angelo, but this song is called "Jones in My Bones," and it's exactly what it says. So song number 4, Erykah Badu,
Oh,
Other side of the game.
damn, that's your Valentine's song. What the fuck? Just to give context, no, I'm gonna give context for that song. So is that not about like
Don't do this to me.
dating a guy who's like dealing hella drugs? Like that's a mad song. So what if her man traps, John? Like you're just bringing up you're touching on a sore spot. Like
It might be the wake up call she needs.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The song is like she's expected to be with her husband, and then she feels she's got to like stay with him or something.
Yeah, because he's got a complex occupation. Fucking hell, John. All right. That's your flow. Keep going.
What have you got? Is that not?
Is that 5?
There we go. That's 5 songs. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Down 2 tops.
Right. See, most of my songs. See, I'm not an aficionado, right? Because I didn't really get back into R&B until 2017 because a lot of it just didn't. It's not my mood, innit? It's just not my.
2017 was a big year.
Yeah, it was a big year.
Huge
So
year.
a lot of these songs are from artists from that time. So I think the first song I'm gonna go with is "Cyanide" by Daniel Caesar. Love that song. I know people are fans of him because of some stuff he said, but that guy still makes banging music. So shout out to him. Yeah, that he is a talent, man. I can't wait for him to get the fans back. It's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time.
It's weird. It seems like he's one of the only ones where his cancelling is actually stuck.
Literally.
It's been what, 3 years?
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Right.
Because Daniel Caesar had like obviously this is like his debut project. I don't think he had a project before this. He was like kidding. He still got like 8 million listeners on Spotify, but then his second album got like, I think it was like 3,000 sales first week. That is immense. Like, do you know, like, that is seriously cancelled. Like, whew, I mean, people don't like. You know what it is? I think sometimes the cancelling is also dependent on how much they don't like someone else that's involved.
Yeah.
And obviously, people do not like the Jules, like, at all. So, like, whew, yeah, he chose the wrong one, man. I feel sorry for him because, yeah. I bet if you ask him now, was it worth it? He'll be like, fuck no, mate. But, you know what I mean? But it's what it is. But, yeah, Cyanide, I still listen to that album, so he's good. Surprised enough, Janae, Pussy Fairy on the way. I think, John, you know how much I like this song. This song's a banger. Like, it's just a banger. Can't go wrong with this one. I actually also have an Erykah Badu song on here.
I knew it.
Yeah, but I might switch it out. But then, no, I can't even switch it out because the other song I have also has D'Angelo. So I can't even switch it out. So if I don't think I'm a hater.
Great minds think alike here. Wow.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna put. Actually, no, I will, cause not. Yeah, I'm gonna put "Nothing Even Matters" by Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo. I'll swap that out so we have a bit more variation. That is a good song. I do like that song. Where he's not singing behind like some sort of, you know.
Stop it.
Anyways.
All right.
It just doesn't touch me, man. It's just bare weird, man. I'm not a fan of it.
Junior, before you carry on, Junior, where do you stand on D'Angelo?
I like him. Like, I can't lie. I guess, like I said, I wasn't like, you know what I mean, back in the day, really well versed in that. But when I've like gone back and listened, like it's a good vibe. Like I can always like chill and listen to the music. I think he's a talented singer as well. So yeah, I got no problems with him.
See, John, he's just all right. He's all right. It's all right.
I said he's talented.
Yeah,
he
didn't say that, Tox. He didn't say that. That's not what he said.
I'm trying to instigate him.
You're not a fan.
Carry on.
You know what it is? I am a fan, but I think people give him that like GOAT status, and like he's like, John, he's definitely influential in it. But I think the way people are hyping out Voodoo to me, I thought I was in for like something serious. And I listened to it, it's like, it's decent. There's some songs I'm definitely like, okay, just a banger, like Spanish Joint and stuff like that. It's like it's a good song, but do you know what it is? I think what messed me up was because my first introduction to D'Angelo was his 2015, Black Messiah, the 2015 record. And I was not feeling that after like the first 2 songs. Like,
you hate the mixing on it, right? That's
I did not like it either. Yeah, like, So then I think because I thought, okay, maybe in 1990 he wasn't doing that shit. It's like, no, he's doing that same shit. Where he's talking like the guy can actually sing. I don't know why he's doing all of that. Like for me, it's like, doesn't really. But then I'm very much a words guy. I like to know what the fuck you're saying. So when I can't really gauge it really stresses me out. Yeah. So I think that's what it is with D'Angelo. But he does make good music, but he's not GOAT status for me. Yeah, I said it, John. How many songs do I have now? Did I put 3 down?
That was 3.
Okay, cool. My fourth one will be Ari Lennox Up Late. Yeah, I think it fits. I think it fits for Valentine's. Um, and I think my last one, I was a bit torn. I'm gonna put Sweeter Man by Drake. That song slept. Yeah, see, yeah, he knows.
Yes.
I pulled a cat out of the bag. That's a
Yes.
SoundCloud joint.
Yes.
That is a banger. So hopefully we can get that on.
I was just about to ask how you gonna get a on Spotify.
But if not, just tag it or put in the description. Sweeter Man is also meant to be here because that song is.
Do you know how mad I was when he dropped what was it that he dropped? Care Package, and Sweeter Man wasn't on there.
Yeah. Oh man, same. I was stressed because like honestly, like that's one of the few. There's a few songs you like. You still have SoundCloud on your phone for. And that's one of those songs. Gosh, like that. Yeah, that should have definitely been on Care Package for sure. Like
100%.
that's one of his best songs.
Yeah.
Especially singing Drake.
Yeah.
But yeah, but if not that, but you're going.
Sorry, I'd like to swap out one of my songs actually. Just
go on.
Yeah.
Go on.
So
make the substitution.
I think you've convinced me, Chris Brown. Chris Brown. No, it's just a banging song. I can't lie.
Oh no! Don't let Toffee do that.
No,
Come on.
Let
You know what?
it's his free will, John. Don't be a hater.
Do you know what it is? I feel like I didn't put any like UK music on there, and I think the UK R&B scene is decent. I think it could be better, but you know, there's some songs.
Fair.
Yeah, there's some songs I really rock with. So I'd like to put in "Stay for a While" by Jay Warner. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but it's a really good song. His vocal performance is very like powerful on there. Like he proper like dominates the track. In a you know what I mean, in a sweet kind of way.
Fair.
So yeah, I'll put that on there.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, but as you guys are, you know, the music heads, I'd like to see what you lot think of the songs that you haven't heard that I put on there.
No, 100.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Jay Warner one.
Yeah,
that's
the thing about UK R&B. Like, when it comes to UK R&B, like I haven't even given my fifth song, but I will. But my standards are really high because the singers in the UK, especially from this country, like I've said it 100 times, like the talent pool is nuts. Like, you think of the best singers that are from the UK, like. It's no joke. Like, you know what I mean? They're not anybody's mate. So it's like, you can't be an all right R&B singer. Like, you're just gonna get lost in the power. You have to be like sick. Like,
elite,
you have to be like, you have to be like elite. Do you know what I mean? So,
who are some of your favorite singers from the UK?
Ooh. Okay, so we have Liana Havas, definitely number one. Neo's definitely up there. Neo's fantastic. Someone I recently got more into, Rina Sawayama. She is immense. Like, she's so good. She's really sick.
I don't think I've heard of her.
No, she's not. She's quite relatively like new to the scene. So she's like a Asian singer from London. She's like, don't get me wrong, like she's not all her songs are like R&B based, but her voice just in general is like really strong.
FKA for me.
Yeah, FK Twigs. Oh, how can I forget FK Twigs, mate?
Yeah. Album of the year 2019.
Yeah, like FK Twigs, like I know her sounds a bit like off kilter, but it's still in the realms of R&B. It's just a bit, you know, experimental. But yeah, her voice
when she wants to, like when she just releases it, you're like, wow, it's like almost opera, like operatic.
Yeah, literally, like it's stuff like that. It's like, wow, like I can't believe that that's the talent we're kind of dealing with. There's another singer from West London. I think I talked to you about, John. We might have her on the Spotlight series. Hope Tala, she's really good. There's another singer, Bella, that's come out. She had a song with TSB not too long ago. She's really good. Like, but yeah, I won't say put in that league, but it's like she's a good singer. I think she's coming up. So yeah, those are like just a few I can name off the top of my head. Like compared to like the best rappers I'm thinking about in the UK, it's like it's not close in my eyes. But yeah, there's a huge disparity there. But wait, did I give 5? I did give 5. No, I did give 5. No, you're right. I did give 5.
You're trying to slip another one in.
No, that's my 5. That is my 5. What are we calling this playlist?
I think have we got to name it after the little phrase you came up with the other day? No.
Oh, what if music be the food of love? Alright, cool. Say no more. If Junior endorses it, I'm
happy with that.
Say no more. Alright, cool. That'll be our playlist. So again, yeah, you can find that on Spotify. I don't know how Apple Music works. I haven't used that shit in years, but if we can create that playlist, I wouldn't mind. But yeah, so we'll have that.
We'll have
If
that
you're
ready.
on Apple Music, switch to Spotify. Stop being childish.
100%. 100%. This is not an ad, by the way. This is just common sense. It's just common sense.
But at the same time, 40% of the listeners still on Apple Music.
And 40% of our listeners are a bit slow.
Sorry,
no, I love you guys, but come on, like, there's no upside to Apple Music at this point. Like, I remember the reason I switched to Spotify is because Apple Music wouldn't give me my free subscription when you first sign up. I was like, fuck this then. Like, I'm not gonna pay when I don't need to. So now I switched to Spotify, and I was like, damn, I'm never going back then. Fuck it. Like, it was just meant to be like a stint, and it just stuck. Like, just the playlist, just off the strength of the playlist. I don't know what you're doing with.
Absolutely. I have a friend who came over from Google last year. She was still using Google Music. What is it called? Google Music, Google Streaming.
That just sounds like duress. Yeah. Like, that doesn't sound like anything like they want to do. Like, no one willingly uses like Google for any sort of like digital streaming, mate, or whatever. But Apple Music,
seen the light.
Yeah, like that little cute little infographic that they try to do. Even then, it's like they're still like 2-3 years behind. Like, which I mean. But if Apple is sponsor us, then they suddenly become like the best streaming platform in the world. It's funny how that turns out. But anyways, anything else you want to comment on, John, before we close out?
I don't think so. I think that's a good note to end that on. But talking of playlists, we have quite a few. Another one that we have is Now and Then. Now and Then playlist, where we kind of have a song from each of us. It's a bit of a throwback, and then one that's kind of been released in the last year or so. I'll go first to give you guys time to think. So my Now song it's released last year. It's called Cutlass Cathedrals, and it's by Currency and Harry Fraud. Okay, they had like a project together last year. And yeah, the sample on the song is brilliant. It's from a trio called The Sacred Souls. And I think they're from San Diego, but they're like proper like southern, like kind of soul. It's some good music. My then song is going to be, where have I got it here? Yeah, because we talked about it earlier. Tupac, Dear Mama. That's my throwback. Okay. Tope looks like he's still thinking let's go Junior.
Cool.
No, I'm listening.
Give us your two songs.
Cool. So my Now song, it kind of came out 2 years ago, but still put on there. So it's an artist called Larry June. He's got a song called Dear John. So he's like a West Coast, like from San Francisco. Yeah, I think it's from the Bay Area, San Francisco type rapper. Funny you mentioned Harry Ford. Actually, I think he's got a project out with Harry Ford. He's like quite a volume artist. He's got so much music out, but he's got quite a bit of good music. So yeah, Dear John is the Now song, and then the Then song, True Love by Not Wizkid by One Below.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's someone I only came across like 2 years ago. Literally, one of my work colleagues was like, "Yo, you should listen to this guy. He's good." And then I listened to him and I found out he came out in like the 2000s. I'm like, whoa, why have I never heard of this guy before? He's like a boom bap rapper who's like mad talented. Really well. Yeah, guess it's in line with Valentine's Day being this week as well. So yeah, True Love by One Below.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna start with my Ven song. My Ven song is going to be, I was listening to this the other day. You and Me by Disclosure and Eliza Doolittle. Banger. Yeah, John's impressed with it. Yeah, no, Disclosure's banging. Obviously Settle, classic, come on, no distraction there. My Now song, let's keep it Valentine's themed, innit? Why not? Let me give them one. I'm gonna give them Cleo's Soul, Young Love. I do like that record. So yeah, I'll give them.
The record does grow on me. The more and more I listen to it, I'm like,
Yeah, not album of the year though. I think something went too far left. But no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But then I think definitely for another episode, I think people, because R&B albums by nature are nice to listen to, I don't think people rate them fairly because, what's a shit R&B song? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I feel like I could name a few, but yeah. I get you.
What is his first name? Chris, John?
No. I'm not hating that much. Come on, it's one tweet. It's one tweet.
Say no more.
It's Chris Brown again. Yeah. Damn, I didn't know it was that strong.
It's Tope is playing it up.
But yeah, again, you can find that playlist on Spotify. You can find us on social media. We are Vinyl Collective Pod on Instagram, TVC Pod on Twitter, The Vinyl Collective on Facebook. We're not on SoundCloud yet. Bear with us. It's going to take some time.
We're on YouTube though.
We are on YouTube at The Vinyl Collective. That's really it. But we also have Junior with us. So why don't you shout out your socials?
Yeah, so if you want to find me on Twitter, that's Junior_EV_. If you want to find my podcast on Twitter, the Untitled Podcast, so it's the Untitled Pod_ on Twitter. On Instagram, we are Unbreakable Ent. So that's Unbreakable, the A before the E, because that's how we do things over there. Ent, ENT. So that's our umbrella company, which is where we run our Instagram off of. So, yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, be sure to follow the Untitled Podcast on Spotify, of course. But yeah, be sure to follow them. Fucking hilarious podcast. Before you also got your own playlist as well that you started recently.
Yeah, so we had like a 2020 wrap up playlist. So we all kind of got together and threw about 40 songs on there. They let me have most of the songs, which was nice of them. It was nice of them. And then we're also I'm putting out a song of the week every Monday, which you can find out on our Twitter page, on our Instagram page. When enough weeks have gone by, I'll slap it all into a playlist. But yeah, there's content there for everyone.
Alright, cool. Send them more. Wow,
Awesome.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for coming along.
Thanks for having me, guys. Honestly, it's great.
No worries, man.
Great to be here.
Catch you guys next time.